Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It's Thursday morning, the 25th of April. And after all the excitement of finally Stefan Stearns, the now charged murderer of 13-year-old Madeline Soto from Florida, who went missing on the same day that Sebastian Rogers did. But finally, after 2 long months, he's been charged with first-degree murder. But after all of that, I'm going back to the Sebastian Rogers case this morning. And I want to talk about an interview that Vinnie Politan had with Seth Rogers, Sebastian's biological dad, on Court TV last night. Let's go. So here is the piece. It was posted onto YouTube 6 hours ago, and the interview with Seth is right at the end. The majority of the show was about the arrest of Stefan Stearns. You've got to wait until the last 8 minutes to hear Seth. Let's go through it. It's interesting. It's about Seth requiring Chris Proudfoot's approval for stuff. Say what? Sidebar. This is Beckman Dog Training, who I follow. He does this podcast, Beckman Unleashed, and he's got Garrett Wing on this week. So Garrett, for anybody who's confused, was the guy that attorney Melanie Little had on her show regarding the Karen Reid trial. And update on the Karen Reid trial while we're here. Yes, I do deviate. Yes, I do go off on tangents. But update on that is they now have a jury. Finally! They started jury selection last week. But I think they only did 5 days. It was only 5 days because they had some time off. So they can start the trial now. I believe opening statements, though, aren't till Monday. Ugh. So we've got a while to wait. All right, without further ado, let's get into this interview.
Another announcement that I saw you made is that you are now working with Chris and Katie. Chris, his stepfather, and Katie, his mom. So all of you are now putting aside your differences and working together?
Chris approached me at the vigil last weekend and asked if, we could drop our egos and work together to find Sebastian. And I told him as long as he's willing to help, I'll take any of the help I can get.
Good stuff. A lot of speculation about the conversation between Chris and Seth that someone managed to snap. Looks confrontational. A lot of people said it was confrontational, but that's what Seth's saying. We haven't heard Chris's side.
My ego is not enough to stop me from accepting help to try to find my son.
That's good.
And how has that developed? Is the help there from Chris and Katie?
I've been sending Chris and Katie emails for things that I already have in the works. I'm currently waiting on Chris to approve what I've sent to him.
What? Waiting for Chris to approve what has been sent to him. So now every decision that Seth makes has to be approved by Chris? Is that what we're saying? I don't like the sound of this, honestly.
If he doesn't approve it, then,
If he doesn't approve it, then go ahead. This is relating to Sebastian. Surely we're all Team Sebastian here, including Seth. If he doesn't approve it, if Chris doesn't approve it, well, Chris doesn't approve it. Chris can go and jump off a large building. Not literally, but, figuratively.
What type of things are we talking about?
I've got a canine handler that is extremely overqualified, has several different background clearances, classifications. Their dogs are everything from cadaver to narcotics to live tracking, bomb sniffing. The dogs are exquisitely trained. I've got them to come in to see if we can actually find anything that maybe Sumner County Sheriff's Office wasn't able to get.
That sounds great. Now, obviously, after 2 months, live scent tracking, absolutely pointless, because any scent that Sebastian left behind will have been gone in a matter of days, and they don't need narcotics or bomb dogs. However, cadaver dogs are the ones that could be useful here, because, Sumner County Sheriff's Office could well have missed something. Now, I did see this in my Facebook group. Somebody posted this from Integrity Canine Services. It had been posted in one of the Sebastian Rogers Facebook groups. At the request of an investigator, Canine Malice and I took part in an unannounced search today. Malice cleared 2 dry land locations and 4 ponds. She worked her hindquarters off, and soon as we finished, she went to her crate and crashed. I was very pleased with her level of involvement. So 2 dry land locations and 4 ponds. I don't know what breed Malice is. I want to say Malinois, because Mali, yeah, but I don't know. But she's cleared 2 locations and 4 ponds. Now, if we go to the map here, if anybody at all is listening to these videos and actually attending to what I'm saying in these videos, I believe Sebastian is in here. I mean, he could have got further out. It could be all the way up past here. But it's the woods, which is sparsely populated. There's a few houses here. There's a few houses down here. But all the way up to White House, the town, it's sparsely populated. The chances, if Sebastian wandered off into here, he would not have been picked up by any cameras. Unless there's private property and someone has a trail camera. But I believe he's in here, and I believe he's closer to home than anybody thinks. So I'd start there. I know that was covered by Sumner County. I go over here. I go along here, here. I do it systematically. I do it very carefully. But that's where I believe Sebastian is. That's just my opinion based on what we know. But the cops have a lot more information than us. So the cops might be following other leads. But anyway, back to this interview. So I don't know whether that post by Integrity Canine Services was related to this or not, whether that was separate.
I've got a couple different organizations that are search and rescue qualified that are 501c out of Texas. I've actually spoken to an individual who wants to be our spokesperson for all 3 of us. So that way there's no quote unquote mudslinging or anything like that that will speak for us as a unified front.
I mean, that sounds good. That sounds positive. But whether Seth would abide by that or whether Chris would, I don't know. You've got 2 ego clashes there. You really do.
I think that's a great development. I think that's
all this stuff that I've been working on, and I've sent it to him. I'm just waiting on him to get back with me and be on the same plan with me to find Sebastian.
I wouldn't wait, honestly. But I don't know whether he actually has waited. If that dog search was related to Seth, I'm assuming that the investigator that Canine Service mentioned was Seth's PI. He's got 2 PIs now. So, I don't know.
I saw Katie spoke on a program over the weekend, and one thing that stuck out to me, she said she's getting daily updates from law enforcement. Are you getting daily updates from law enforcement?
No, sir.
And I talked about that in a video. I wondered whether it's because Katie and Chris are abiding by what law enforcement is advising them, what not to say, what to say if they speak. And Seth isn't. And Seth is searching, and cops don't like parents searching. And Chris and Katie are, in my opinion, abiding by what the cops are telling them. And that's why then they've not searched. I think Chris did in the very early days, Seth said.
And is there a reason? Are they not communicate? They don't want to communicate with you, or is there?
They are communicating with my private investigators.
Well, that's good. I'm wondering whether they don't want to speak to Seth because he's a bit of a hothead. He's pissed them off.
No longer me having to take time out of my day while I'm sitting there searching, trying to gather resources, and planning on the next action to take. My private investigators are speaking with them.
All good stuff. But I believe anywhere else that they might be looking is secondary to here, close to home. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.